All right, Capricorn, welcome to your weekly sidereal forecast for July 13th through the 19th. My name is Athen. So we have a lot happening this week. I'm going to go ahead and go through it one by one. We've got the new moon here in your 6th house, which is all about the health, the diet, the routine, the day-to-day stuff, your work, developing new crafts at work, being of service. All of this is seen from the 6th, which is in a nutshell improvement, and which can be helping others improve, which is where the crafts and work stuff comes into play, being of service there. So there's already been a lot of energy here. You've had Mercury, Mars, and the Sun in the 6th house, but now with the new moon, some new beginnings shaping up around work, career, not career, but work stuff, but the career stuff is going to be highlighted, which I'll talk about, but new things relating to your day-to-day stuff in particular and self-improvement for the next lunar cycle and solar cycle of the next 6 months. So that being said, this is happening on Wednesday, and there's a lot of aspects this week. Even just on Wednesday, Mercury conjoins up to Mars while they oppose up to Pluto during this time. So here, this middle part of the week, it's always a time of reflection. Think about these new intentions perhaps relating to the 6th house for you will be a good idea. And at the same time, with anything that you are actively involved with at work or with the health and diet or self-improvement or whatnot, keeping that balance this week is going to be the case for everybody, since Mars will be in perfect opposition up to Pluto on Wednesday while Mercury's there. So Mercury and Mars, first of all, is all about you understanding perhaps more about the day-to-day stuff, the health, more about yourself there on that level, how you can improve, help others improve. And that can be very direct, and you can actually get a lot done in regards to that stuff this week, even at the workplace. So that being said, Pluto's been transiting your 12th, helping you, relax, helping you get that meditative time. This has been over many years, by the way. So it's been through non-attachment and releasing attachments. It's been a spiritual process of you, finding that peace within. So that peace is going to be important this week. Like I've been saying, balancing 12th and 6th. So anything new in relation to that, it's finding, while there is a routine and health and stuff, there's also rest and there's relaxation. There's a spiritual aspect of life, so not losing sight of that and bringing both into the same realm, bringing them together is going to be key. Mars does naturally rule your 4th and 11th house, so I think you'll be understanding a lot about your emotions, home, family, past, as well as your contributions in life with Mercury going over Mars. And I think you can be very assertive about not only the routine stuff, but also your philosophy and life path stuff, which is the North Node transiting your 9th house, ruled by Mercury. So you can be very direct, about philosophy and things like that. So in a balanced way, of course, is going to be very important here. Speaking the truth too, it's going to be important for everybody with that Pluto opposition. So that being said, that's the bulk of the week. It's balance, but it's also patience, because Saturn is going to be squaring up to Venus this week, Monday through Thursday. So the important consideration here with this is that Saturn had been transiting your 10th house of career and work or public related things for the past few years, and now he's recently gone back into the 10th for the next couple months, and that's going to be highlighted this week, since he'll be forming that aspect up to Venus. So the key here, especially because Venus does naturally rule your 10th, is any hard work, any patience, any discipline that is needed to finish up here with the career stuff or public stuff. Certainly important this whole part of the week to put energy into that. And really patience with your self-expression as well, which is Venus naturally ruling your 5th house. So fun and joy and things like that can come about when you are taking that mature approach to things. But that's what this is all about, is about, work, discipline, patient work there regarding those areas of life. And Venus is going into your 8th house, by the way. She was in your 7th, where you had that conjunction between Venus and Jupiter. So there was, and there still is, lots of optimism and opportunities with one-on-one connections. So patience with that stuff. And then now with Venus going into your 8th, you can certainly enjoy the deeper connections of life, taking relationships to the next level. And I don't mean just relationships like in the romantic sense, but all relationships where you're opening up, being vulnerable, all of that can be very enjoyable. But there's some things to learn about that. Venus is going to go retrograde, and just taking that stuff slow this week with Saturn. So that's the bulk of it. New beginnings of the 6th, balance with the 12th, and some things being worked on specifically around 10th and 8th house here. And so there's a couple aspects that are also happening while the major stuff's going on. And it starts on Monday when the Sun does square up to Uranus. So the key here with that is that keep things nice and grounded. involving the routine and health and stuff here on Monday, especially with freedom of speaking, because there's been this communication that's been unlocked for you to have more freedom in that part of your life. So patience with that stuff, but can be constructive when you're aware of it, certainly. Mercury does trine up to Neptune, so there is a flow about the mind. There's also a flow about the routine and stuff, and even your wisdom and life path stuff this week, all coming from that second house, which is very well aspected, was well aspected last week as well, which was, which is everything relating to your resources, material resources, sense of self-worth, your self-esteem, things like that, which is coming from you having that trust and faith in the whole process of things there. But anyways, all that should be quite nice, I would say, on Monday, and that's unlocking an imagination, which is certainly available. So tap into that, because that'll be the case for everybody. Imagination about work, the health, and everything else sixth house related, which can then be channeled into this energy and active stuff that is, available in that sixth house. This is also good with Mars here to be working out, getting physical activity done as well. So that's the early part of the week, and then of course then that new moon on Wednesday, new beginnings, and then all weeks Saturn squaring Venus, and then on the weekend Mercury does square up to that Uranus, and then Chiron does trine up to that Mercury. So over the weekend I think there's a lot to learn for all of us, and this is just in general, the case for you with the sixth house matters, but a lot to learn for you about freedom, freedom of the mind, which is Uranus in that third house. So just taking things nice and slow there, nice and grounded. Watch any radical thinking, but anything constructive that will free you up about that sixth house. Maybe, take some actions towards that so that you can have more freedom, more relaxation and stuff, in your life there. And then Mercury trines up to Chiron, so all this can be very healing, actually, when it is constructive. So all in all, new beginnings, new things shaping up here with work, your service work, things like that for you, balanced with the spiritual, relaxing side of life. And and then there's this discipline, or perhaps some things to take some responsibilities with the work stuff in particular, and the deeper connections in life that are certainly shaping up for you. So Capricorn, have a nice week. If you have any questions, please let me know. Thank you again for all of your support, and I'll talk to you all next time. Take care.